Records almost always begin the same way, with imprecise reports, sensation sounds, without a visible source in regions where the air feels unusually heavy. Observers describe a floating presence, something that occupies space, yet lacks a defined shape. This is Ghastly. Unlike Pokemon with solid structures, Ghastly does not interact with the environment in conventional ways. Its existence depends on air stability. Strong currents disperse it. Intense light compromises its cohesion. Ghastly releases small amounts of toxic gas, not as an active defense, but as an adaptive mechanism. A constant adjustment between body and environment. Human-made buildings provide ideal conditions. Walls restrict excessive airflow, roofs block direct sunlight, and the absence of activity keeps the environment predictable. Once established, Ghastly begins responding to the surrounding space, moving along edges, cracks, corners, places where its form can remain intact over time. These areas cease to be mere shelter and become territory. Any external presence is immediately detected. The response is rarely aggressive. During these encounters, acts as a source of energy and also as behavioral stimulation. As these episodes accumulate, a significant structural change occurs. Haunter emerges at this stage. The Pokemon shows greater independence from the environment. Its form remains cohesive for extended periods, and its interactions become more direct. Haunter does not merely react to intruders, it plans, objects are moved, sounds are produced intentionally, the space itself is manipulated as part of an active defense. This behavior suggests a high level of cognition. Haunter displays a preference for scenarios where fear can be intensified. Gradually, inexperienced intruders are kept within the area. Disoriented until the ideal moment, abilities such as Mean Look are used not only in combat, but as tools of territorial control over the years. This repetition of stimuli, battles, tests, interactions, results in a final transformation. Gengar at this stage, the distinction between Pokemon and environment becomes blurred. Shadows are no longer just shelter, but functional extensions. Gengar expands its area of influence, monitoring entire regions without the need for direct confrontation when it chooses to act. It does so with absolute efficiency. Hypnosis induces states of unconsciousness, allowing direct access to the target's mind during sleep. Gengar feeds on vital energy without causing visible physical harm. Affected individuals rarely remember the event. Only a lingering exhaustion and a sense of displacement for long periods. This cycle repeats: protection, isolation, growth, until a pattern is disrupted. A researcher aware of the stories decides to document the location. Unlike others, she does not react with fear. She remains, observes records. Gengar alters its approach, tests boundaries, but receives no reaction. The encounter does not escalate into conflict. Instead, an implicit agreement forms from that point forward. Gengar accompanies the researcher on expeditions to ruins, to sites of paranormal. In the next episodes, we continue investigating these life forms that exist at the boundary between the visible world and what we prefer not to see.